Today's deep dive is, honestly, it's a bit of a confrontation. We're looking at a collection of writings on the archetype of Kali.
Hmm.
And before you tune out thinking this is just, ancient mythology, the source material we have today frames this very differently.
It does. It moves past the skulls and all the scary iconography to frame her not as chaos, but as, and I just love this phrase, accuracy without anesthesia.
That is the hook right there. Accuracy without anesthesia. I mean, it sounds terrifying.
It does, but the text argues it's actually the most efficient thing that can happen to you.
How so?
Well, because we usually associate destruction with something going wrong. But the sources here argue that when this force arrives, it's just reality checking in.
Okay.
The text says she arrives only when what is false has overstayed its welcome.
So it's not bad luck. It's just an expiration date on a lie.
Exactly. And get this, there's a line in the text that flips the script completely. It says her laughter isn't mocking.
What is it then?
It's relief. It's the sound reality makes when pressure is finally released. Think about how much energy you spend maintaining a version of yourself that isn't quite true.
A lot.
When that finally pops, that's relief.
But let's be real, in the moment, it feels like a disaster. The source makes a big deal about the difference between hatred and devotion here.
Right.
To the uninitiated, it looks like she's attacking you.
But the text argues it's an act of supreme devotion. She loves the truth of you so much that she destroys everything pretending to be it.
She's not attacking the person, she's attacking the facade.
Precisely. And this leads to that central metaphor in the reading, which I found really useful, the idea of the house.
Oh yeah, the structural engineering metaphor.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The text says she pulls the beam and lets the house decide. She doesn't push the house over.
She just removes the core support, the ego, the illusion, and then gravity takes over.
And if the house stands,
Then it was built on something real.
and if it collapses,
Yeah.
it was never stable, it was just propped up.
Yeah.
So she isn't the destroyer, really. She's the stress test.
And she's targeting something very specific. The text calls it what is already dead but still moving. Can we unpack that?
Yeah.
Because dead but moving sounds like a zombie movie, not personal growth.
In a way it is. We're talking about habits, performative behaviors, inherited beliefs,
Things you do just because you've always done them.
or because your parents did them. They aren't alive with your current intent. They're just borrowed identities.
Oof. That phrase, borrowed identities, really stings a bit. It's the moral costume the text mentions.
Right. And that connects to the imagery of her being naked. The source says this isn't for shock value.
It's because she has no spiritual branding.
Exactly. She isn't selling you an ideology. She is reality, unadorned. She strips away the costume to see what's actually there.
Okay, but even if the outcome is good, the process sounds painful. The text uses the word cut.
It does. But it pairs it with this concept of the mercy of speed.
How is speed merciful in this context?
Well, think about that anesthesia line again. Most of our suffering comes from the story we tell ourselves about our pain.
Or the time we spend resisting it.
She cuts straight to the bone. No story, no negotiation. The source says, the wound closes around clarity. She doesn't let you wallow.
That explains the polarized reaction the text talks about. Why some people find this terrifying and others find it comforting.
It depends entirely on where you're standing, right?
Mhm.
If you identify with the house that's collapsing, if you love the lie, she's a monster.
But if you identify with the ground underneath,
She's mother. She's the liberator.
she's the clearing.
Yes, she isn't the end goal. She's the bulldozer that clears the lot. So as the text puts it, roots can finally touch soil. You can't plant a garden on top of concrete.
Which brings us to the core takeaway. If we boiled this whole deep dive down to one sticky note, the source gives us a powerful one. Nothing real needs protection from truth.
And the flip side of that is, nothing false deserves preservation. It's a rigorous standard to live by.
It really is. It forces you to look at your life and ask a very, very hard question.
Which is the thought we'll leave you with today. If this force, this accuracy, walked into your life right now and stripped away everything that was borrowed,
Everything that was a performance or already dead, what would actually remain standing?
that's the question.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.